Welcome, the Warchief of Light is live with yet another epic night of gaming, ass-kicking, nerding out, and having fun. Hi, my name's Peebs, but you lovely people are more than welcome to call me Peebs. I'm sorry for leaving you guys so long, I missed yous. I don't take a whole lot of, time off from streaming, so I'm the type of person who, okay, weekends are for me, I do stuff there, and I have a pretty decent stream content-esque balance. It's actually quite rare that I feel the need to okay, whoa, it's that I'm sick, something with the kids, or I got metal placed in my mouth, the normal stuff. Which, let's just start it there. Hello, Lorenzo. Greetings. I'm still learning. There's still some, not slur, but sort of I'm looking for. A little bit of lisps you may hear. If you do, I'm still learning. We're gonna get there. It's process. We're gonna get there. But I sure as hell am glad that we took some time off because I didn't sound this good a week ago. Alright, so enough pleasantries. Tonight, what are we up to? Well, we are going to be doing the quest. I had braces put in last Wednesday on the top row only. Bottom row's coming in 6 weeks? Middle of July. So the whole grill is coming, but they started on the top first, so yeah, I got clear on the top, but I'm getting regular metal fuckers for the bottom. Is what it is. So we're still getting used to it. I'm sorry. Either way, tonight we are going to be doing the class quest for Black Mage, or ranged magical. So we'll find out what happened. We'll see how it goes. See if it's as good as healing, which, by the way, the tank one sucked. I'm sorry. If you like Connie Senna, I get it, but she's a little boring. I'm sorry. Either way, let's get into it right now. No, I didn't get a chance to finish Hades X, I'm sorry to say. I wanted to. It was a little bit rough this week. The Wednesday I came home, I was like, I can totally handle. No, I went to bed at 8 o'clock in pain. It was not a good time. Didn't do it. That's just the truth of it. And, Calvin, I 100% believe you. I don't think I would have believed. Why am I a dragoon? Glamours could not be restored. Dude, we will deal with the glamours later. Oh, absolutely, Lorenzo. I'm at a point now where I can get soft or semi-soft foods. Before I got the braces on, I had to have 2 teeth extracted. So, we've been on soft and soup for a little while. And now I'm on, tonight we had subs for supper, and I did okay. Mind you, I probably could have waited. It did hurt. So, a little bit more careful tomorrow. No, I didn't bite into it. I took pieces off of it. So I was a good PB, but there's a little bit of regret there. A little. Just a little. Okay, let's see. Ooh, there's no way to make this good. Damn it! Give me money! So yeah, I've had 2 teeth extracted at once. That is... I don't recommend that if you're having it on the same side. That's no fun at all. I've got 2 more to go, but they're 2 weeks apart from each other. So one week, then 2 weeks, the other. and the bottom row comes on, so at least we'll be in better shape for number 2. But it's alright, we're doing alright. We are fine. It is fine. Everything is good. We made it. There we go. Sorry about that. We made it. We're fine. We're gonna be fine. Can't whistle though. That's the fucking funniest thing. I've been trying to, and I can't like put my lips where they belong to whistle. It's weird. It doesn't seem to fit. Like, best I can do. And for the record, I always could whistle. Now I can't. Because, you know, that's the most sacrificial thing ever. I gotta fix my glamour on this thing. It's kind of sad right now. Sad little black mage. But I don't know, black mage, while I get the idea of black mage glamour and the class sets, I, for the most part, don't like them on my Lala. Like, even though, yes, I understand it's supposed to be overgrown, the hats are supposed to be extra large, the dresses are supposed to be extra large, I find it makes me look even more childish than I already do as a Lala. Ishgard! Do we get to go see Baymrick? We should have leveled this one first. Ah, my lady Warchief, I will wait at your coming. As you guys can tell, I got my Black Mage level 90. It's okay. It's not a bad class. It's just okay. Where the other classes, I get excited to play them. I love playing the Paladin. And the White Mages, love it. Speaking of loving playing the White Mage, I know I'm stopping every 8 seconds. I made it to Silver in Crystalline Conflict. I got out of Bronze. It took half a bottle of wine, but we made it. God, it was so good. I too have always had an issue with the lower one. Oh no, Lorenzo, oh no. I understand that right away. I have a very deep overbite, so like it's quite advanced. Like it's hard to see in camera, but getting my lip over it, it's a challenge. Still learning. Which, going through this as an adult, you realize that when you put a teenager through it, you keep telling them, oh, it's worth it, you'll see, it's fine. It hurts. Like fuck. Like, I get the pain that they say. They're not bullshitting you. It hurts. Alright, we are going to Ishgard. I'm not sure what the correlation between ranged magical and Ishgard, but the more Aymeric, the better. We're gonna go see Artoirel. At least in Ishgard, I get to show off a little bit. I can pronounce their names. I love the way he's grown. He's grown to be a leader. Warchief, I've been expecting you. Words cannot express how heartening it has been for you fighting beside us. Allow me to echo that sentiment. And there we go. We have Baymrick right away. Missing his elephant costume, but I will accept this. Greetings, my friend. Lest you wonder, Lord Artoirel and I were leading the effort to deal with the blasphemy. With your capable self in the fold, I have no doubt that we shall succeed. Is it a dragon blasphemy? Because that would be pretty badass to say. Without further ado, I brief you on the situation. It was a handful of days for his beast first appeared in Bronzet. Oh, goodness. And there's the dragon song. I love this song. An Ellis man was observed on the Hopland pillars, walking with an unsteady gait. All of a sudden, he buckled over as if in pain and turned into a terrible, draconic beast. And it was a dragon! What did I say? I suppose it makes sense too, because the Ellison would be afraid of the dragon still. Because one of the things that Heaven's Ward did so well was that they nailed the aspect of it takes time for society to learn, and there are generations of people it will take before they're like, okay, so I'm not to be afraid of the big guy in the sky who's flapping its wings and roaring at me. So it does make sense for its citizens to still have that blasphemic fear. But on the other side of the coin, imagine a dragon seeing that as what they fear still. It's an interesting thought. Exactly, Calvin. And a lot of people have lost family to dragons. A lot of people have lost family to fighting off dragons. It's still very raw. It hasn't been that long. As part of our investigation, we had to find the man. Thus, we have learned to not. Dude, I'll never get over how they all have like super, super England accents with French fucking names. We have, however, identified a common thread between those who subsequently turned. All people were of fervent faith. Okay. I'm on the right track. I'm thinking, okay, this is exciting. You know, once in a while it feels good to be right. It's not often. It happens to me, but we're here. When the truth of our nation's history was laid bare, the legitimacy of the church was called into question. Many Ishgardians struggled to... Aymeric reading my mind, I love it. Such men and women, we posit, would be more susceptible to despair, and therefore to transformation. Must find a way to stop it. Oh, I got the Moogle staff. It's cute as fuck. In order to maintain a better understanding of the situation, we tend to speak with a member of the clergy. The sole individual survived witnessing the blasphemy's birth without being turned. Clem is his name. He is the deacon of Saint Remano? Saint Remano. If that doesn't remind you of a city in Quebec where it's Saint something ridiculously long name that's not a real saint, I don't know what will. Saint Remano's Cathedral? Come now, let's see it out at once. Even an Aussie accent. Dude, the Aussie accents send me. Send me. Every time. Oh, that's pretty. Say what you want about churches and religion. You cannot say that their art is not stunning, whether you agree with it or you don't. We're gonna go look at that guy's name because what the fuck was that? Lord Aymeric, Lord Artoirel, the savior of Ishgard. Besides, you do me great honor. I am Clem. I serve as deacon at Saint Remano's Cathedral. I understand you were among the Hopland that the incident occurred. We thank the Fury that... I can't wait to see Helone. Just saying that would be... I need to see at least what the other gods look like, and I cannot wait. They still do, Calvin. That's it. We now seek to prevent the blasphemy from wreaking further havoc. cat hair. Unpleasant memories, will you not recount us what happened that day? Well, in France they have something Saint-Bastien de sur-Loire. Saint-Sébastien-sur-Loire. Well, that's not. Saint-Sébastien is the saint. Sur-Loire is on Loire. Loire would be the town. Or where they're at. Or you'll see sometimes in Quebec it'd be like Saint-Isidore-sur-le-Lac. And you're like, on the lake, huh? Or where I'm from, there's small towns like Saint-Anne-de-Kent. Saint Anne of Kent. So there's like a... In my province, a lot of things are named either really French or really England. Not English, England. So like Kent, Halifax, Sussex. The street names in the city is a lot of the same idea. Like, even my kids are like, Lancaster? I was like, no, that's a big thing in England. Lancaster's a family tree. They're like, oh. Well, what about McAllister? Then you see what I mean? It starts coming into place. It's a river, there you go. Sur-Loire, so sur-le-Lac. But yeah, we have names like that here quite a bit. In Quebec, the funny part about Quebec is they take saints that don't exist. We get some fancy dresses. The ears, dude, the ears sticking out of the Pope hat. Bishop Valtinois. Forgive me if I interrupt. I was informed by our stalwart, the protectors and present, wish to express my gratitude. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for your service. I pray you shall find the scourge. Indeed, if I were to aid your effort, we need but say it. That is most kind, Your Grace. Your Grace, that's quite a title to a bishop. I know the ins. I can't. For those of you who don't know, outside of gaming, I don't watch a whole lot of streams. I watch a lot of documentaries. And the Plantagenet family tree, I go through those documentaries probably once a month. All the way from the Plantagenet to the end of the Tudor period. And I go through them. I love War of the Roses is so much of our fiction today is from the War of the Roses. I love this. Like, my first vacation, if I ever take one in Europe, 100%, I'm going to England because of it. Because I want to see Henry Tudor's rose, the Devil Rose. I want to see it all. Like His Grace can help our shepherd through this uncertain time. To that end, where I make a request of you, if you can spare a moment to consider it. Of course, if it is within our power, we should gladly offer you aid. Thank you. Love the War of the Roses. Game of Thrones is War of the Roses. It's a lot of the War of the Roses is Game of Thrones. That part's easy. But how much of Game of Thrones comes from War of the Roses? Insanity. Hello, Miri. Even the house colors, the house banners, everything adds up. Even like Lancaster, like it, madness. Like a lot of it's from the War of the Roses. I set out, for I'm not trained in the ways of war. Hello, Riku. Would it suffice, or do you know whither your fellows may have headed? The Western Highlands, I believe, between Gulgang Mills and Hemlock. Super French names of people, super English names of places. Madame Stale's essays on the two Molière's comedies, Les Femmes Savantes. Molière. Definitely would. I'd love to see it. Or Blind News. Skyrim's awesome on every playthrough. Like every single playthrough. Where am I going? Really? You picked the one spot where I gotta fly. Like, Skyrim's on the list of, I can play this game for 400 hours. I can play it for 2. It's a good time every time. It's a feel-good game. I also unlocked flying in Garlemald. I did it. I got it. It's fantastic. My French, like France history, is not so good. Like, because there's not a lot of information out there, at least on YouTube. And even like in French, I've looked at on the French side of YouTube and I can't find it. I'm like, why? I want to know more about your monarchy. I want to know, like, the French Revolution, there's tons on that. Like, you get to see every point of view of Marie Antoinette as you can find. Victor Hugo. Very stoic face. Les Miserables, if you guys are looking at me going. He wrote that. Jean Valjean. That's a boring book. It's a decent play, but it's a boring book. Because it's like a 1300 page book. And each section could be its own book. And I mean, you, like, the second section where he gets involved with this girl is, I want to say, like 400 pages, and there's like 200 describing France and describing the family, and then like at the out of 4, I'm just getting random numbers. By the time you hit like 350 pages in of the 400 page part of the story, it's revealed Jean Valjean, and you're like, yeah, they did definitely. It's a big book. It's a hard read. The French used in it it's hard read. I see you found them. I still have to watch the play though. And listen, of course I'm going to watch the one with Hugh Jackman. Of course. There's a bunch of musicals I have to watch. I want to watch that. I want to watch Hamilton. The French monarchy is a partner of Soleil, Marie Antoinette's family. There's a lot of Louis, a lot of Charles. Hello, Michael. It's a lot of aristocracy, and there's a lot of just back and forth, backstabbing England, letting them take some land, taking some money. It's just, but it is the country that's won the most wars in the world. France. Servants of the Furies will never be safe in the city. Don't you see? You poor prosecuted. This is your fault. You're a cursed revolution. They will disdain us. They mock us behind our backs. They spit in our faces. Y'all know the reference, right? With everything going on in our world today, the oppressors feel oppressed. Oh no. Square Enix. Wow. And now someone is conspiring to transform us into monstrosities, enemies of the church. Fuck, man, you guys are on nose, on point. I'm immediately interested in this. Emboldened by our deeds. So no, I will not go back to Ishgard. I sooner freeze to death. What? Charlemagne. See, I know the France history when it comes to us. So, like, Charlevoix, Charlemagne, Saint Charles, Marcel Francois Richard, stuff like that. I know. Because we had to know it in school. They made us. Samuel de Champlain. Anglophones here call it Sam de Sham. We cannot allow him to harm any others. Give chase. The cute little hat. Yeah, there's definitely a lack of French history compared, because you can go through the entire Plantagenet tree and watch specific documentaries on each king and some queens. So it's quite it's a very different. Oh, all right, here we go. Go through the rotation. Comme du monde. It's the first time I use Paradox, so. What would be French history without Sainte Jeanne d'Arc? Her history is interesting because it's both exactly what you've been told and nothing like you've been told. Which makes it even better, because she was a religious zealot. But she did some badass things. It's one of those two things can be true at once moments. Is it done? Did I do a little head nod? Oh, my thanks. What happened is most regrettable, and we must be grateful no one else caused harm. While you were gone, the deacon was able to convince the others to return to the city. Let us escort them back and reconvene at the congregation. For our purpose, we will have a strategy room. Announce ourselves as the guard without, and we will show you in. Dude, it is so on the nose. It's easy to put the story to religion, okay? And you can take it as on the nose as religion, and we're talking about religion. But we know that in most Japanese games, religion is the basis of a larger political story, right? It's giving me goosebumps. So seeing both sides of this, because again, you can completely disregard everything and talk strict religion. It makes a big deal. And then looking at it on the other side and talking about oppression, talking about privilege. I think they've been pretty good with the subject so far, and it's interesting to see how people again feel oppressed in their own. I've heard a philosopher called it a loss of kingship. Excommunicated by the corrupted clergy. Absolutely. So. Thus do you wonder, we've obtained the clergyman to saint that I may know, to rest and recover. If truth be told, I thought they may succumb to despair and turn their remains against the forefront of my mind, yet the risk would be greater to keep them at arm's length than to deny them entrance to the church. Indeed, from the words he spoke, the Inquisitor yearned for days of old. I can't imagine why. Since the truth of the nation's founding and the Archbishop's machinations were made public, the church has been in turmoil. Though it made great strides in separating religion and state, there has been far less progress in the reformation of the church. For our faith has been everything to us and proposed comfort. 'Tis not easy to reconcile one's belief with the betrayal of our spiritual leader. Thus torn between their hearts and their minds, many Ishgardians feel lost, and no more than the members of the clergy whose faith is once unshakable. Little wonder, then, the most dedicated and devout are like to turn. When the war's end, Ishgard set a new path. The choices we made will determine our course of the future. We've come a long way, and we dare not squander the chance that we fought so hard to attain. Once the clergymen have sufficiently calmed down, I shall have the deacon to speak with him. It's incredible. Take a moment's respite. Speaking of saints, this is the figure where we see the least in the game. The only where we see Santa Claus. That's funny. Da, 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 dum, da. Dude, this is so incredibly, again, on the nose. As we already know, countries that struggle with separating church and state. Artuarel is eagerly awaiting Deacon Clem's report. This is the original Black Mage I started. Yes, it is. Little hat, no. With a little move. Deacon has finished speaking on things. Rescued clergyman. There will be shortly. There's findings. Lord Aymeric is on the way too. Let us wait. I'm only like knee high. His boots go up further than I do. Deacon Clem, thank you for making inquiries on our behalf. 'Twas no imposition, and I'm glad to do all I can. It's our understanding that we escorted back. We're all close acquaintances to the Inquisitor. Like him, they are subject to harassment to certain quarters of the populace. Is this correct? Yes, it is, I'm afraid. Far from alone. Men of cloth were once afforded respected and deference as servants of Haloni, and now they are openly reviled by many. We were complicit in perpetuating the terrible lies, this is true, but we are too misled. We are too our victims. I have a hard time feeling pity for these people because they sat in the seat of power. Complete power. They had the choice of everything that happens in Ishgard. They had luxury, beyond the four houses, which again, the four houses were pure luxury and were wrong to begin with. So I still find it hard to feel bad for these people. I really do. But I like the fact that I have those feelings. Not that I'm a better person than somebody else, that's not what I'm trying to say. That it's invoking these feelings is kind of nice. You know what I mean? Where I can stop and think about it. Must face the consequence of their actions. Absolutely. Well, I do understand the people's anger, but it saddens me to think that they would lash out. Though I would imagine in your plight, I would presume to fully grasp your pain. Will you tell us of the challenges you and yours face at the war's end? Hello, Beefcake. Like all sons and daughters of Ishgard, we dreamed of peace in our lifetime, and now it has come and we find little reason to rejoice. People aren't dying by the thousands. Our faith has come along the foundation of our lives, and overnight our foundation has been crippled by fractures beyond repair for some. To learn that we have been deceived, that's fair, and unwittingly deceived others in turn was devastating. We who had once been shepherds to men forever found ourselves lost lambs, bereft the surety and wanting for guidance. We have languished in darkness, all of us. Yet I have faith that the church will redeem itself, that we will find a new path and again become a beacon of hope for people. I see. Thank you for sharing with us. Your testimony has confirmed our suspicion. According to our allies, that which causes people to turn is none other than their despair and anguish. If it wasn't before, it is now abundantly clear why members of the clergy are among the transformed. That you did not, I believe, is due to unwavering faith in the church, and in light of this, they don't like that direction. You should want your unwavering faith in people. But I mean, how could they not understand the commoners? They were left to fend for themselves with the Grand Cathedral. Very true. Now that we've established the cause, at least the mystery of the profane Fafnir's identity. That's it. None of them know what it's like to live in the broom. Nobody in this room does. Nobody in this room knows what it's like to fight for food. Nobody in this room knows what it's like to fight for clothes. It's hard to feel bad. When I recall this garb, I doubt it. He was dressed in common fashion, inadequately against the cold. So, somebody who's cold. Easy to feel the spirit when you're poor. As for Fane to Fafnir, we may learn who it once was. This knowledge, I believe, will prove vital in our efforts to stop it. Deacon Clem, we ask that you reach out to your fellow clergymen. Please do what you can to ease their anxieties. Understood. As I have ever done, I shall provide what comfort I can in those in need. Meanwhile, we must make it a priority to identify the blasphemy. To that end, we need to seek out more eyewitnesses. The Hopland is a busy place at any given time. Some ordinary citizens are bound to have seen some. Pillars, Lord Antoinel. I like his name, I really do. Emmanuelin. He's my favorite guardian, though. Too bad. He's so cute. I want to adopt him and bring him home IRL. You know, we're keeping you. The epicness of the sounds of this zone is incredible. It feels like you're in a major city that's meant to do so much. Nobody knows what it means to throw away accepting humiliation. That's very that, Lorenzo. It's also very, very difficult explaining to somebody who has never seen poverty what it's like. People that aren't meal secure, food secure. And that's what I like about the story of Heaven's Word. That's why it's so good, is it touches on these tough-ass subjects without calling anybody out, because it's completely fictional, and still gives you the lessons for your own world. Same thing as Ul'dah. Ul'dah's the other one, with the refugee system, and how some citizens don't get to even make it inside of the city. Like, it's another very sobering story. But I found Ishgard told that sobering story a little bit better. No, I didn't see a dragon. They didn't say it was a Dravanian attack. If not, what was it? I went the fast way down. Did your search yield? Patient of the firmament's infirmary, you say. Among those who I stowed, they clear witness an individual fitting that description, a man walking in stupor. I dare say we found our blasphemy, but to think that his name should be Vaindreau. 'Tis the same as the former Heaven's Word commander, Sir Vaindreau. Holy Christ, what a name! Sir Vaindreau de Rouchemont. And for whom the infamy sent a name. Sir Vaindreau, however, is retired from his station at a ripe old age years ago. It does not like him to have been him. In any case, let's go to the infirmary. Worst part is they constant. So I knew that you died. They wouldn't care. Just one less mouth to sustain. That's the other big thing, right? the sobering realities. And I cannot tell you how much I enjoy Final Fantasy's touch on those sobering reality stories. They really tend to nail it very well. Okay, let's go get to the Aetherite. I like the pink dress. That looks good. I want to see. Damn it! I wanted to see. Okay, the Holy Sea of Ishgard. Again, if you're looking for a sobering reminder, Batavur. See what I mean? Sobering reminder. I love the way they touch the subjects. Because again, it shows it to you without screaming, hey, this is political. I'll use it in your own world. No, but instead we're getting this is Loverick, the aide who was in charge of Andro. Have you found him? Please say you have. Afraid not. But we seek to tell us more about him. We were never meant to have a happy ending, but show you what life is. Yep. I think so. I think kind of, because Heaven's Word shows you what it can be. It's going to be hard, but it can. You know what I mean? The ending. What was nice about the ending of Heaven's Word is that you end it with one, hope it'll be better, and two, because of the patch content, which to me nailed the story right down, showing us that no, this shit's not easy and not everybody's on board, but it's worth it. So there's a little bit of hopium in there. Prime of his years, by all accounts. He's an old man. It seems safe to assume it isn't Sir Vandal. Oh, he's definitely a different person, as I told Lord Antoinelle. And though he gave me his name as Vandal, he seemed rather confused. He had no means to confirm his identity in that state. He was wandering around. Please, you must find him. The man who certainly turned a beast into the hopline, we regret to say, it may have been Vandal. What? No, it cannot be. Is there anything else you can tell us? While he was unconscious, he often rambled, though most of it was incoherent. He mentioned the Archbishop's name many times. And he spoke of the bishop too, Bishop Valtinois, so I assumed he was a pious man, given this. I see. Thank you for your cooperation. We will continue our investigation. Let us return to the congregation. Yeah, I fucking love Heaven's Word because it's so goddamn political. And I love that shit. Common experience, you know, there. A bit of real life moment. Yeah, exactly. It's not... It's like a little bit more, like Hoshuffle. Poor Hoshuffle. I love that fucker. First time a fucking video game got to me that I mean, it's not the first time I cried in a video game. That, listen. Ysera's death still does it to me. Still, to this day, destroys me. But Host of Fallen caught me off guard completely and still will. I didn't expect anything of the sort. I didn't expect myself to fall for him. His charm, his nature, like I didn't expect myself to be fully invested in this guy and have him ripped from me. Mystery remains. My husband's showing me some cosplays he wants. I'm so proud of him, it hurts. I didn't shed a tear for Arthas because I kind of grew up in Lich King and, like, you know what I mean? I already knew bad guy, probably gonna die, like, right from the get-go. I didn't know his story walking in. Like Ysera. I still can't watch that cutscene. I still, like, it's pure tears every time. Varian took me a little while. I can do it without crying now. But Ysera, every fucking time. I should have other business, feel free to attend them. And I have never rewatched, other than, like, the videos that I've, like, made off of it. I haven't rewatched Fallen's moments or Edmond de Fontaines moments right after. Fuck, man, that gets me. I haven't done it yet without crying either. Cause it's ridiculous. Like, how do you not? I don't know. What's so good? Like, Legion was a great expansion because it did two things really well. It gave you old characters that you already had a well-established lore that you got from books. And it took these places that were in the books and made them accessible to where you didn't need the books to follow the story and keep on with it. All of Val-Shara was the story on its own. And again, if you played it through and didn't know anything about Val-Shara, it was an easy to understand story with an ending that hurt. If you read the books, though, you were probably crying at the beginning, middle, and end. Oh, Lorenzo. I got shit on for this pretty good, because when I first watched the cinematic to Shadowlands and Ursoc was doing that, I didn't understand, like, the implications of it. So as it was going, I was like, okay, it's all sad and stuff, but, like, we don't really know anything more. Nothing's explained. I don't think this is a great cinematic, and it's not. Without context, it's not. Once you understand what Ardenweld was, ouch. But yeah, that was a problem with context, I think, big time. And I think a little bit more context to it. One of the bigger problems with the WoW cinematics is they tend to go for the gut. They bring up this epic music, and they go for the every time. And sometimes it's not appropriate. And I felt that the context was missing in that one. To get the big guttural, like. It's very American. And I say that as a North American, as a Canadian. It's like a movie trailer where they set up for the big gut punch for you to play it. Oh, Shadow Lore Eraser. Lore Eraser. Just a big, like, you know, tweet, 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 tweet. Eraser. Oh yeah, the story is like shit now, and I completely agree with that. But what Legion did was good. in the sense of you didn't have to read the books to make, and I'm using Valshara as the example because that's the one that was like a heart destroyer. Suramar was another. You did not have to understand what Suramar was. You understood what it became, and that's fine. But if you read the books, Suramar was deeper, and that's what you want. All of the stories for Final Fantasy XIV are written in a way to make the lore deeper. So when you see the character again, you're like, oh, my heart. Where you are completely fine falling in love with these characters before you've ever read them. I still haven't read them. I haven't time, by the way. I'm supposed to read them in French, though. Because I was told that it was closer to the Japanese writing. I found it to be nuanced. I had seen it on Twitter and someone like posted the excerpts. And they were well translated, English and French. I admit that. Like, they weren't poorly translated. I was looking for mistakes and I was like, no, that's not bad. I wouldn't have translated that as well. What I did notice is that French is a language where synonyms exist. You shouldn't use them. Make sense? English, when you're writing, the more words you use to describe an item, whether they're the same words over and over again, is fine. White, of all color, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can go on and on and on. French is very deliberate in their words, especially European and even more so African French. So when you're getting into that continent, they are very, very specific with the words they choose. They do it like to a point where in Canada we'll just use a synonym for a word and they'll correct you. They're like, no, it's not quite, that's not the precise word for that situation. So a lot of the writing for the French side of it was a little bit more deliberate. So I think I'm going to read the stories in French and see. And I might, it's a huge might, I have no idea if I'm going to do it, but I might do a voice recording of it. Just to have like what a French Canadian sounds like reading it. And I'll even put in the good French for it. Lord Speaker, rest assured I was about to return to the cathedral. There's no need, Your Grace. This won't take long. As you may have heard, we're investigating your young man named Vandero. Is he known to you? No, cannot say he is. With the exception of former Archimandrit. But mine and the bishop are known by many, yes? Perhaps this youth was looking for inspirational services? White is sus. Comes to genre of things. It depends. You mean like gender of things? Because it doesn't. Because it was gendered. The gendered of items is weird. It's just weird. Uh-huh. White was sus. Fear not, Your Eminence. I shall carry on your legacy. We've completed the preparation as per your research. Will, Lord Americ spoke the truth when he revealed the Archbishop's primal powers for the faith. Yeah, okay, gender, yeah. It's weird. It's weird because there's no rules. It just is. And that's the part that's hard for many people learning French when they're like, excuse me? La plume, le stylo. A pen can be both feminine and masculine depending on the word you use. In French Canadian, we will use the word interchangeably. In some of the European countries, again, African countries, you'll see them pick the word based on what they need. But yeah. There's no rules. It's what sounds better. And for the words that you have a hard time telling, so the ones that start with a vowel, you either know because you've gotten in shit for writing it wrong in the past, or you looked it up. So every noun is either masculine or feminine, unless it is a proper noun. Acquires in this place by channeling a special element of sword we found. Oh god, these motherfuckers, man. We shall summon forth King Thordan and his knights of the oh god, this fucker. La tavola, la tavolo. Il tavolo. That's why I like Italian. Because I understand it spoken. Not like perfectly, like, oh, I understood everything. No, like I can listen to a sentence and be like, yeah, got it. Takes a little work, but I got it. Because it's so close. It's always an O or an A at the end of it. And the words are pretty close to French. Yeah. The only part that sucks about French is that masculine takes it all. So if you're in a group of people, 100 women, 1 man, ils sont dans la chambre. They, masculine, are in the room. Or if you don't know, so, again, they are coming over, il, the masculine pronoun. That's the only part it's kind of like, we can do better. They fucking summoned bastards. His Eminence, I must protect him. No, this isn't right. Dude, I'm gonna shove that sword up his ass. Your Grace, what shall we do with this thing? Some neutrals ended in A. Very, very popular. Yeah, makes sense. It's much like the French's LEs. E at the end. Oh, absolutely. Very fractured. What's funny, though, is Old French resembles New French a lot more than Old English resembles English. I can read older texts in French. I mean, it's a slow read, but... Are you well? Did you get a vision of the past? Yeah, we're gonna shove a big, giant sword up that guy's ass. Busted, motherfucker! I don't care how cute you look with a little ear sticking out. Fuck you. A lot of German in it. It very much does. I've dedicated my life to the church, conducted my affairs in accordance with the scriptures. You took it down from all of us. I don't feel bad for these people. Not even the slightest. You cannot know how it feels to have your very existence rejected. I deny you this justice. I refuse to accept it. I refuse. I get to put a fire four in your ass. The Moogle! Aymeric. You guys see that? Aymeric just risked his life for me. We're basically married now. I'm kidding. Oh my god. out of fucking nowhere. He Randy Orton that shit. There's a lot of German, yep. And listen, I don't know any, like I have no German knowledge at all. The only languages that I know are French, English. I know how to swear in Spanish. Only a couple words, but still. And Italian I can piece together. Yeah, German, not a damn thing. The only German that I know Nye and Ja, obviously. And I learned that from Inglourious Bastards. I don't watch a lot of movies. Like, to start right there, I don't watch a lot of movies. That was a really good one. Germanic, yep. Working on the separation of certain state with his sword. Love that. Chaussee's Canterbury Tales. I have read a few of them, I think. Hold on, let me look that up. I definitely have heard of. I'm pretty sure I put some time into that. A second. I've read a couple of these. Yeah. Because when I was in high school, because I was such a cool kid, I wasn't. I would read a lot. A lot. And I would read a lot of, like, stupid stuff like that. A lot. That's actually really cool, Miri. That's pretty awesome. I probably read an abridged version or something, more than likely. But again, this is a decade ago or so. Like going on 2 decades. Jesus. I may say he's more determined than ever to help his fellows. Truly, he's possessed of a stout heart. Lord in Old English, the right. I think it's no longer present English, that why must be read in the French ear. The root. I didn't glad I didn't read. I can imagine. It's better than going to a French school. Listen, have you ever had to read The Stranger? And pushing such an abrupt separation of church, religion, and state, we may have exacerbated the growing divide. You want that! Will you recount the full tale of you witnessed in your vision? Yeah, he's fucked up. Yeah, The Stranger is what I had in grade 12. And I want to tell you that is the most infuriating book. For those of you who are looking, it is a very, very, very nihilistic book. It's made by some of the first nihilistic people. Or the first nihilistic writers putting their nihilistic views into books. It hurt. Like, it physically hurt. You may safely assume the bishop and the H must be pronounced as the German K or the Spanish J. Goodness. With the summoning you fail, how did we get a clone come to possess his life, and what purpose drives it? Lack of aether notwithstanding, the necessary components were present for a summoning. Perhaps the ritual itself was a success, but the vessel, though imperfect, arose a champion of the Archbishop. I merely speculate, but we know clothes that Vandreau Whatever the truth may be, will not elude us forever. I must say, we've got some groundwork for the next phase of our investigation. Da, 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 da. You're a sight for sore eyes. Well, thank you, Antoinelle. All ill tidings. I dispatched Temple Knights to find the clergyman who aided the bishop. Regrettably, when confronted, all turned and had to be put down. Without their accounts? Yeah. To what language university? I chose English and Spanish. See, in university, I had to take 4 French classes. One was the history of the French language and its history in Canada. So that's the only one I've got a little bit of knowledge on. English, I just assume. Same idea. Follow his trail. Go to is this law? Splendid idea. Taken to Camp Dragonhead. But that's it. That's the end of my knowledge on language and histories of. And of course, because we all got, it's funny because I went to, no secrets here, but I went to a French high school in a French area. So we got like, our history of Canada was 98% what happened when we first disembarked from the boat to 1755. And then, Treaty of Versailles. You're like, wait. There's a lot in between that. Because again, most schools tend to teach what's around you. So yeah, I do know like the history of the French language in the Eastern Canadian or Acadian context. Well, if it's not the late, why? Tend it to him. I have, yep, because the university made me do it. The university I was going to is one of the few French universities in Atlantic Canada. So they made us, take a little extra, a little on the side. Translation to Yolanda. That would be good. Yael. Emmanuel! I fucking love this guy. Warchief, old girl. When I first saw you off in the Ragnarok, I had every faith you would return, and here you are, a more dependable comrade than any man could hope for. I love him so much. I fucking love that boy. Emmanuel. And this is Corentin. That's player. This is the only named people in here. And Honoroi. But I love my Emmanuel. Love that fucker. So I might do that though. I might get some voice recordings of me reading those passages just to... I don't know. Maybe somebody like it. I have no idea. There you are. Were you able to learn aught of interest? English speaker? No. That also English had cases like Latin. English speaker? No, that also English. I'm not sure I understand. I, for one, am curious about the fate of the unknown airship. Let's go to Providence Point. Let us be off. Yes! Mounted black chocobo. Mine's so little. Sorry for making the face. I'm doing alright. I can't believe I'm actually able to speak pretty decently, pretty clearly, coherently. Better than I thought. Not great still. There's still some work to be done, but not bad. Yeah, so my husband came by with pictures of like Jedi outfits, and he's like, I want that. And I'm like, you do? Like nominative, genitive, accusative. I assume so. But usually it's in tone rather than in writing. Aw, he's sleeping. Not sleeping too hard. Oh no. I doubt that. He's not the picture taking type. He's the grumpy jumpy type. Must protect his eminence. Ah, you're finally awake. Hello, Navy praised. How are you feeling? Strong enough to tell me your name? My name is Zephyr? No, Shadibad, or was it Belguine? Polycarin. So many names. The voices that reject them. Is there any one that'll accept? Are you alright? Vandro. My name is Vandro. Oh, it's the name of our infirmary, I dare say. Fate has guided you to us. So, Vandro, are you up for a little conversation? A proud son of House Samael, a devout servant of Halone, who rush a battle, pleasure inflicting pain, the attentions of the maidens, to fight with brothers in arms. A low-born runt whose very effort went unrewarded for those whose name disqualified him from leading the Temple Knights, but his eminence raised me up, granting me a place at his side. That day forth I pledged my sword to his service, pledged my very being, my life offered in his defense. Echo's having a hard time with you right now. Just saying. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, that wasn't very nice. Y'all are better than I could. I still can't do that shit. One with tease, just a little bit. I am a knight of the Heavens Ward, sworn to protect and serve the Archbishop. You're a knight. Forgive me, that sounded rude, but I had no idea. While I realized your memories might be a bit muddled. The important thing is that you're safe now. Surprise! I wish I was super good at cosplay because I would have made him a grumpy jumpy suit, but I'm like, I can make a mask. COVID mask. The best I can do. Bishop is dead. No, this cannot be. How can I still be alive when he is not? I must find him. So we're gonna have to pity kill him. Warchief! For the glory of King Thornton. Another vision, I take it? Get Kupoed. I love that. I love that so much. So make for Ishtar. I expect Lord Otwala to return soon. Right, Lorenzo? Like, this poor guy literally just exists. He's poor and they take him in and fucking bastardize him and fucking resurrect people in him, and now he's forced to deal with that fate because fucking religion. Because fucking religion. My sister's gotten into TikTok and now she's sending me them all the time. So have I, I'm not gonna lie. I spent like a little bit too much time on there. Guselmar. Firmalbar. It's funny they mix names. Albar is a very common French name. Oh, Twaddle. Yeah, it was a little productive. We found a dragon. Excellent. Were you able to find the clone? Nay, they discarded the Ascalon remained. How fared you? Came upon the wreck of the Soleil. I suspect he found the vessel abandoned in Isla and tried to use it to return Ishgard. But he crashed it en route and was subsequently rescued by the patrol cramp at Dragonhead. It would seem the Archbishop's airship was not only the thing he found. Profane Fafnir was there too. The creature chose to flee. Go on, tell him what you saw. I feel like the kid in the room. Again, I'm only knee-high to these. Again, their boots go higher than I do. All the pieces fit, but as you surmised, my lord, Vedro came the clone of one and the same. And his despair turned him into blasphemy. Yet the confusion he existed when he asked his name, 'tis as if he isn't sure of his own identity. Cathédrale de Notre-Dame de Paris. Yep. From this, I assert the clone harbors memories of all those who became King Thornton and the Knights of 12. Though he struggled to reconcile these conflicting memories, he managed to settle on the name Viandro. The voices were clearly in agreement when facing Warchief. The mere sight of them drove him to flee. Oh, that's right, they remember me! Hey! Above all, they share in the desire to protect the Archbishop. The Heavens Ward took up arms against us and Ishgard. By their hand, we're robbed of one of our finest knights and dear friend. Even so, I would not wish such a terrible fate upon them. Self-same inflicted upon full many clergymen, and I fear for the ordinary citizens if we fail to act. The people will not soon forget the betrayal of the church leadership, nor should they. When they absent of the comfort and stability once afforded to them by the institution, many become lost and too vulnerable to despair. People don't have to forget, but they need to move forward. Yeah, they're not getting the second one out of me. Okay. Hey. I thought so myself, my friend, and you hear it say you as well. Indeed. When the ground upon which we stand crumbles, we must find strength to move on. Lord Atware, at the next house session, I shall call for an ecumenical, fuck that word, council. My lord, such a gathering is reserved for, you intend for the church to codify a new doctrine. Since separation of religion and state, we have refrained from interfering in church affairs. But if the church is to remain part of Ishgardian society to continue serving people, it must consider its role and formally address revelations. Are you listening, certain country I'm thinking of? Long had I considered whether such measures were necessary, but lacked the courage to set them in motion. I now have you. I shall tend to the necessary preparations at once. Amongst other things, you must reach out to the clergy who are amenable to reform. This is 10 times better than the tank quest, just saying. Oh, Warchief, owing to Lord Amer's please say the council will be held soon. In case you are unaware, the council is the highest assembly in Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Its purpose to deliberate which decide upon the doctrine. The Constantine of Final Fantasy XIV. Yep. Behind closed doors in the light of the Bishop Baltino's fate. However, the time the doors will be thrown open to the public. It is time. Indeed, for the first time in history, all men and women of the faith may have a hand in shaping the message, the mission, and teachings of the Church. It is my hope we will join in this endeavor. Deacon Clem, allow me to express gratitude for your efforts in facilitating this council. We appreciate the difficulty of your position. I merely heed the conscience to my faith, my lord. Acting in Bishop Baltino's stead, I shall do all within my power to see that the church may serve the people once more. Excuse me. Where is Lord Speaker? Not in my inn room. Shall I proceed to the vault? Go look for Lord Aymeric. He might be in a compromising position. You never know. Gotta find him. Bad peeps. Oh, mighty fury, guide us to victory. That's the name of the quest. Kind of like that. You can still snoo. Man. There's my boy. What are you up to? I like this where I'm walking up to him. Oh, it is you, my friend. It's time already. Yep. My apologies for making you come and fetch me. I've been thinking, on the path I have chosen to walk and on those who left behind my consequences of my actions. Those who died fighting, those bounded with boundless grief, those deprived of position and purpose. Like any nation, Ishgard is made of disparate souls of disparate beliefs. Without an enemy to unite us, we recall our differences. The future I had envisioned is far more difficult to secure than I ever imagined. What must I do for our people to live in harmony, for our nation to move forward as one? We had all the answers, dude. Such questions I have been pondering. We should make our way to the council. Poor guy. Alrighty, let's be off. Yay! It feels like another age that you are found your more foreign wards of Houseful Dawn, and in fact, it may be considered so, for your coming set in motion a chain of events that brought an end to the Dragon Song War, ushering the new age of harmony. You paved the way for meaningful change in our nation, and you shall ever have my gratitude. Now then, let's go to the architects. Come on! Run. You got long legs! If I can run faster than you, and I'm only as high as your fucking shin, let's go. King Thordan and his Knights of the 12, the murderers of Ratatoskit. Since the truth of their ancient crime came to light, that many have demanded these images be torn down. King Thordan... I hadn't clicked it yet. Yet though our founding fathers did wrong, neither is right to simply expunge their deed from history. We still have... See, this is the part I disagree with. Give me, I lost thought again. Many people say we should take them down because they are signs of oppression. Maybe you should. And maybe you should put those statues in the fucking church. It's a museum. Because to the people that continue to be oppressed, that ain't a picture they want to see. There you are, my friend. The council's about to convene. So I'm not agreeing with every bit of this story, but it's cool to have moments where I disagree. I completely disagree with Aymeric there. There's my boy, Twadel, all grown up. This should have been voice acted. This would have been so good. Esteemed members of clergy and honored adherents of faith, I thank you all for your attendance. Oh. I think that O is pronounced as a French O. In recent days, our nation has been racked with a series of tragedies, those among us who do Haloni's work, and transformed into abominations. This dreadful phenomenon has been brought to by the final days, and it is upon our despair and anguish that it feeds. Thus, if we were to prevent further tragedy, we must strive to ensure that all of its guardians, clergymen, and citizens alike abide with the peace and love they have in their hearts. To that end, I call this council, the first in generations, that we might together determine a path forward for the church and the society as a whole. Ratatosk. There's an R there too, though. Since antiquity, the Ashgardian Orthodox Church served the people to respect as the Fury's spear to strike the heart of the dragonkind, and as a Fury's shield to safeguard the souls of men. But now that we are at peace with the Dravanians, the Church need no longer serve a spear, and we must now consider that we might better serve a shield to our brethren. The hierarchy must be reformed, and we need accountability. The upper echelons must be stripped of rank at minimum and investigated, conducted trials. There you go, I like you. You don't. As our predecessors did before us, we here the Synod have ever sought to interpret the scriptures as best of our ability and thence conveyed Halone's will to the people. I'm going to meet Halone and I will tell you, okay? I'm too scared. Our faith. Ooh. Have we won the war to lose our souls? Oh, Halone, are we outside your grace? This bodes ill. Since the war's end, the Church and the faithful have stood at the crossroads, unable to take the next step forward. His Grace, Bishop Valtinois, may he walk in Halone's halls, was one such soul, and his longing for a simpler time he resorted to using forbidden magics, and succumbed to despair. In our minds we renounce the lies in which our nation was built, but in our hearts yearn for the righteousness, misguided though it was, that gave us comfort and purpose for ere long. So let us not forget who we were. Oh, please let her be a Valkyrie. Holy fuck, that would be so good. Let us confront the mistakes and learn from the past. We do not repeat the mistakes of our forefathers. It's going to be a paladin of sorts, though. Sword and shield. It's going to be so good. God, I want to see the rest of them. As fervent as we believed in our sacred duty, we struggled to accept the church deceptions and embrace change. The legacy of Thornton weighs heavy, and there is temptation to simply cast it aside like a mantle that suits us no longer. Yet, that would be a dishonor to the sacrifice for those who went before, countless of souls who deserved the people with their purest intent, and so, heavy though it may be, let us together bear the burden set forth anew. There you go. Our friend risked their life and limb to reveal the truth to us, the truth that our legend and our scriptures were tainted by betrayal, but not wholly corrupted. Yeah, Halone's not bad. Thornton was. Though the great halls of the towering spires of our city may have been built with murder and deception, just may have been built with murder, the rest of the foundation, imputable and true, our devotion to Halone, whom we have worshipped since before our forefathers settled in these lands. Oh, excuse me. A little bit hiccup there. The church is a font of practical wisdom, and its teachings guide us in our daily lives. Such things define our faith, no less than lies. We can acknowledge our sins without renouncing our religion. Aye, without rejecting who we are. A comprehensive review of scripture as well as historical literature will be necessary. Revisions, as appropriate, must be made to ensure that the truth of our past is preserved. I like her makeup. With our peerless knowledge of church doctrine, I dare say none is better suited leading the effort than you. I also suspect that many eyes will be required to pore over all these tomes. They need an audiology. The day, so very long ago, I had no answers to my father's words, but it seems the people had it within them all along. I can't wait. I am so excited. I can't wait to see them all. Like, it's just because they have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want. Like, obviously there's like some minor, like, you know, ways they have to stay in, but they have a lot of freedom to, as stunning as out of this world, they are fucking gods. Like Nightfall, like what the fuck was that? Council went better than I dared hope. And remember, it's also possible, this is just me throwing it out there, it's also possible that your god could look nothing like people saw it. Remember, they haven't seen him. Ralger didn't have to look like Ralger. So they really have like blank canvases. Go crazy. Your words help everyone find the common ground. I do not know how to thank you. Much credit does go to me. That's me. Now we gotta go kill a dragon. Indeed. You inspired us all. We glimpsed the fury. There will be, of course, be souls who go in despair. For what is faith if not salvation? Well, I best return to the cathedral. We have much more to do. I tracked down what you requested. Some repairs will be necessary. Yeah. A secret weapon. Is it a big sword to shove up that guy's ass? Just asking. Me. Cause harm, disarm to the incredible power they hold. Absolutely. I just like the idea that they've got a bit of freedom for, like, creation. A lot of people preferred the healer quest, and I'm sorry, but you're wrong. This is the best one so far. But to be fair, I love a political intrigue. I love the macabre. I love when religion gets involved in the politics, especially in the historical sense. Again, I could watch Plantagenet England documentaries all day. I do. Seeing how the church interferes and does their bullshit, the crusades. That to me is great. So, and watching their take on how it go, I love it. I love it. It's so good. This is right up my alley. Pleased to say that the secret weapon is finally ready. As you may recall, we last counted, it was lying in wait by the Soleil. In distinct inherent memories, I believe, it seeks to protect which is most strongly associated with the Archbishop. In all likelihood, the self-same, compelled by the Holy See from the skies above, watch over the Holy Vault. And we will take this weapon. And Lord Tishon said, what exactly is a secret weapon? 'Tis none other than the Fury's grace, the Holy Croisier, suspecting that Bishop Baltino had retrieved it from his law. Croisier in hand. My lord, that's an inconceivable risk. No telling how the blasphemy will react. Indeed. Bait. These felons' laws, a vessel of their memories, Meandro, may be considered the last of their number. Let us go then and relive him of his, nay. their duty. I just hope sundering. Learns that would be interesting, where they fit and all that. Maybe they were part of it. Maybe they were created as a part of it, as a in consequence of, or maybe they've always been around. Maybe these are the people that other worlds prayed for. I don't know. This is a very interesting. I still can't believe Final Fantasy made us interested in the grander cosmos and the grander theology of the game. And we live for it. We beg for it. Please give us more. When we picked those gods, I don't know about you guys, but I read them quick and I was like, okay, it's a lot. That one. That was the end of that. Let's go! Fire 4, baby. Oh, we get the sun. We get Altuarel in the armor. Dude, they look. The most glamored paladin armor right there. The beast has come. Now's your chance. Watch where you aim it. Make ready. He stole it. To me, my knights. As pretty gold. Even the colors of the dragon. For the glory of King Thordan. What takes you out of the moment? No, you are not he. A trick. It is a trick. We should say, Thordan is dead. I am his son. Forgive me, Sir Vandro. For the sake of all of his guardians, we must strike you down. Oh, we made it mad. Okay, Altuarel. You're tanking, right? Cool. Not me. This is a ranged fight. Tank him. Let's get my thingy down. Let's go with some big ouch. They don't look like fun. Nope, they're not fun. They were not fun at all. Don't like that. Oh man, you get that every time? Oh. Roasted potato. Alright, I'll stand here. Come on. Hamrick! Alright! Here, cuddle. Ow! Mistakes were made! Ass!
We must stand our ground.
Okay, swap it out. Yeah. No. No. Fuck that.
You underestimate me.
Dude, Paradox is fun. It also resets the gauge. So good. One more. I go big flare. Big flare. Starting to worry. Got him.
I will not offer.
That almost went poorly. I'm glad I realized what was going on before it happened. Ah. Alright, casting the fire. Switch it back to ice. Switch it back to fire. I love this. You know what? The paradox makes it fun. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, that's fine right there. I lost your notion. I'm kidding. Fuck again. Iron bone, really? Okay, switch it back to fire, frost. The finale's even better. Oh my god, I gotta level some of the things. I'm working on the Dragoon. Officially.
This knight does not yield.
Did you just LB? Because I'll be mad. It's my LB, motherfucker. In the butt. Here we go. Again. Put my triples on. You're dead now. I got you. First try? I know. I can't believe I got it on first try. First time I played with the Paradox on, and that's fun. That's fun. And that is an interesting change to the Black Mage, where it feels less in, out, in, out. Now it's in, out, boom, in, out, boom. I like in, out, boom. Thus end the tales of the Heaven's Ward. Let it not be forgotten. 'Twas wrong of them to conceal the truth of our nation's founding, to abet the archbishops and his machinations. Yet in peering into their hearts, one thing became clear. They too had succumbed to the primal manipulation. They too were victims. Flawed men, aye, and not without sin, but as guardians, brave and true, as we all aspire to be. Having triumphed in the battle of ideals, I have responsibility to all people, their hopes and dreams, their sorrow and their suffering is mine to bear, and bear them I shall. He looks down, because I'm little. For you, not King Jordan. I may as well have been the first to succumb to despair, to be reborn as a blasphemy. You wouldn't have turned, not you. Thank you, my friend. I apologize, 'twas not mine to wax sentimental. Slap him. Our work is done. Let us return to the congregation. Right, he owes us one. We had one, and I was sus the entire time. I mean, I think he was trying to flirt with me. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just weird with friends. Don't know. But while the butler poured the drink, I watched. Because I trust no one. Oh, that was fun. It was absolutely fun. I have a very big affinity for the Fulton boys. I love Altuarel. I love our boy finally taking his seat on councils and being all big boy and stuff. Love that shit. Emmanuel coming out with us to fucking Garlemald. You know, and then Charlotte, I love him. He's my favorite. Like, again, if I walk out of here, except for Estignan as my favorite character of FFXIV, is Emmanuel and Rousseau. I love the Fulton boys. Permit me to offer my gratitude in helping us not only overcome blasphemy, but the spirit spawned, only the beginning on the face of it. Not an easy thing to rise above a lifetime of preconceptions and prejudice. I myself have struggled to do so, as you must know, but I shan't give up. That's what's important. It's not as much as we would like to say, hey, give up all of your wealth and no, he understands that he was given a life of privilege. He understands that this situation happened. He understands he is still learning, and he's willing to keep learning. Why does Peebs love the Fulton boys? I'm glad you're safe and well. Just before, explain to me the true nature of the man who became the blasphemy. A poor, confused creature was born of the church's mistakes. As we reform our situations. Have a great night, Miri. We're wrapping up. We're just finishing this off here. Thanks so much for being here, though. Definitely coming for. I have some exciting stuff I want to say. We're starting a new game. I know, another new game, but you'll see. So I'll leave it at that. Lord Amric 2 wishes to speak. Of course, Lord Amric wishes to speak. Well, Twitter, the writer rules and ruining and pain. As ever, the sight of you in combat was nothing short of inspirational. Punchy, hand! Yeah. I don't know which emote I like more, that one or the sipping tea. No further reported instances of people turning to blasphemies. I believe we're free to scourge of despair. My brethren and I shall labor to remain, so fighting to dispel the weakness, darknesses in men's hearts. I love him. I think he's adorable. I just want to take him home and cook for him and make him a pair of slippers or something. I fucking love that little boy. He's the epitome of I grew up stupid rich and I want to try. And he's super, super queer. It's cute. Like queer in the exciting and the way, not like, I don't know sexuality, but he's just adorable. Big kid. He gave the whole shuffle. You saw that. Sick, by now you'll be sick of death of being thanked. I mean, not usually. Our hearts as well. Aww. Gave us straight great gift, and if we are to repay you for it, we as a nation must take full advantage. By all means, we may not always be agreed upon, but as fellowish guardians, we shall find a way to rise against our differences. That is the nation I strive to build, and this I swear to you. Given all you've done for us, am I loath to impose further? May I trouble you to bear a word of our success at Rods and Han? Thanks again, our men. May the Furies speed your way. Amrit, could you pay for the flight path, please? No? Bastard. I tried. The rich guy's not paying for the AIDS right cause. Just saying. Thank you, PPG. You saved the universe and shit. No, pay for your own fucking eighth right. It can all be solved with a little, from Ishgard, it's free because, you know, nope. Hunt for the blasphemy, a punchy hand, and I did it. Oh, best come little surprises. I enjoy these tidings without delay. I'll speak candidly. I must confess to be a great admirer of yours. I'd like to hear more of your adventures. Aww. Alrighty, got aim, term, direct. I don't know which one to take. That one's fine. Oh no, we got them all. Never mind. Oops. Alright, so that's it. That is the ranged caster. I still need to level a melee and a... Wait, how many left? 2? Should be just 2. Melee and ranged physical. So guess what I'm doing this week? Oh man, Calvin. I wish I could get my skill up fast enough to make a cosplay by that time. I have doubts. But this is a great spot to end it for the night. I had a blast. Come Wednesday, we're doing a variety. I'm calling it The Road to Kubokan. Playing Final Fantasy games. In the meantime, though, have a legendary night. Thanks so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you guys again on the next one. Bye.